Grandma's coming to town. His
Right.
mother, Lorelai's grandmother, Rory's great-grandmother.
Now, so when he brought up that his mother is coming to town, this is your first time watching. What did you read on Emily? Did it
Emily
take
wigs
you
out. The
right
first
away?
thing
You saw it?
she wigs out fast. She goes, when? And they ignore her for a second. And she goes, when? I think they ignore her like 3 times. And finally she gets their attention. And she's like, when? And he goes, 1 week from today. And she goes, excuse me. And she gets up immediately. And I wrote down, we don't normally see Emily flustered.
Right.
She's immediately excuses herself from the table. And then she's flustered.
Yeah, and we even that's the end of the cold open, but I think for the first time after the theme song, we come back to the Gilmore house, but we go to their giant basement.
Their enormous well-lit basement.
That is at least as big as it's bigger than any apartment I've ever had.
Yeah.
By
for sure.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and there's a wall of wine bottles down there because of course there is.
Yep. And there's all these, she says 35 years worth of, this is Emily, 35 years worth of fish lamps, lion tables, stupid naked angels with their butts.
I love it. Because we haven't heard Emily say the word butts yet.
Right. And she's wigging out. And this is when Lorelai goes right into, and she jokes around a little bit, and Emily really hates that she's joking around, but she starts empathizing a little with her mom. And it's really interesting what Emily decided to pass down, because she's just as critical of Lorelai, and now you see that she's feeling it from the higher ups as well. So,
but I think this scene humanized Emily quite a bit, because
Emily's whole episode,
everyone's got a boss, right? And like Emily is freaking out a little bit, and I was like, okay, because that means that she's not unflappable, you know?
Right. And in fact, she's freaking out a lot. And as per usual, and I think as per usual in a setting like Emily and Richard's relationship, he's not going to show that he's not going to show any empathy. He's not going to address that she's flustered. This is just, my mother's coming to town. He's thrilled. And he doesn't even recognize that his wife is absolutely bonkers right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She says, Emily says about Lorelai Sr., she gives you a present, then tells you where to put it, how to use it, how much it costs, for insurance purposes only, of course.
Yes, yes.
I love that.
I love that.
Also, I love knowing how much things cost, not for judgment purposes and not for insurance, just for like, oh, that's interesting. You know, did you get a deal? Or
always just curious. And it has nothing to do with judging the giver. I'm just curious about how much things cost.
Agreed.
And
I'm not even curious about your, like, why you would spend that much.
Yeah.
Or is it,
but if someone's like, I took a trip around the world, my first thought, I might not say it out loud, to be like, I wonder how much that costs. Like, how much does it actually cost to take a trip around I Googled it, by the way, about $35,000. But
that's pretty good. Because
I know. Well, that's if you do it on the cheap. But like, that's my first thought. Like, if someone buys a house, I'm like, how much is a house? Like,
I know that you and I got closer. First of all, we're Gilmore friends, so obviously we're closer.
Right.
But second, we got closer because I can expect you to ask me about that now. And you also respond very openly about financials as well.
Yeah.
And
well,
you're not embarrassed by it. It's not taboo. And I really appreciate that about you, because it feels like it's coming from a warm place. And I don't want there to be things that we just can't bring up because, oh, is it going to be this, that, or the net? No, it's Carrie. Just ask her. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. It's still a ton, but yeah.
Yeah. Now people hate me because I have a cheap rent, but I earned it, man. I stayed here a long time. But so I think that's a very New York City thing, to be like, what is housing cost? Because that is a huge conversation for New York City people.
I can see that. I also not only would want to know how much your rent is, I want an apartment tour of every single apartment in New York.
Yeah. I want the closet tour.